All right, so today we're diving into a book that has, no joke, changed millions of lives. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It came out way back in 1984 and has sold over 50 million copies. Why? Because its core message is just as radical and life-changing today as it was back then. So let's just get right to the heart of it with this one massive question. Can a thought, something that feels so small, so invisible, actually change your physical body and even heal you? That's the huge idea we're going to unpack together. And here it is, straight from Louise Hay herself. This is the foundation for everything. Notice she says if we are willing to do the mental work. So it's not magic, it's about a choice to roll up our sleeves and work with our own minds. It's a bold claim, for sure. So let's break down how she believed this was even possible. Okay, so first up, let's unpack the core idea here, the power of a single thought. Louise loved to use this metaphor of the mind as a garden. And it's perfect, because what you plant, well, that's what's going to grow. And this is where it gets so simple, but also so huge. Every single thought you have is like planting a seed. So if you keep planting seeds of I'm not good enough, you're going to harvest a life full of doubt. But what if you started planting seeds of I am worthy? You'd start to grow a life of love and success. The most important part here is that we're not victims. The power isn't in the past. It's right now, in this very moment, with the very next thought you choose. All right, so if our thoughts are that powerful, we have to figure out what we're actually thinking, right? This is the diagnosis part. Before you can heal, you have to find the root cause. And for Louise Hay, that cause is almost always a hidden belief we don't even know we have. This is such a perfect example of how this works in the real world. I mean, look at this. The exact same thing happens to two people. They lose their job. Person A thinks I'm worthless, and their reality becomes depression. Person B thinks this is a new beginning, and their reality becomes a whole new career. It's not the event, it's the thought about the event that creates the experience. So you might be wondering, where did I even get these beliefs? Well, here's the kicker. Louise Hay says most of them aren't even yours. They were basically downloaded into your brain when you were a little kid before you had any filter to say, hey, wait a minute, is that actually true? And this quote just hits so hard. When you're a child, you're a sponge. You believe what the adults around you tell you. So if you heard things like, you'll never be successful, you didn't question it. You just absorbed it as truth. And that belief can then run your entire life, totally on autopilot. Now, this is where things get really fascinating. Louise was a total pioneer in teaching that our bodies are constantly talking to us, reflecting our inner thoughts. She mapped out how certain physical problems might be linked to specific emotional patterns. So like you see here, nagging back pain could be about feeling unsupported financially. Or throat problems might be a sign that you're afraid to speak up for yourself. It's not about blame, it's about listening. Okay, so we've talked about the problem, but the good news is, there's a solution. Louise didn't just diagnose the issue. She gave us the tools to fix it, the prescription, if you will, practical things we can do to change our minds and our lives. And this might be her most famous technique. It's called mirror work. And I know it might sound a little weird, but it is so powerful. You just stand in front of a mirror, look yourself right in the eye, and say, I love you. It can be incredibly hard at first. You might even cry, but that's a sign that it's working. You're building a new, loving relationship with the most important person in your life, you. Another huge tool is affirmations. You know, these simple, positive statements that, when you say them over and over, literally start to rewire the pathways in your brain. Let's run through a few of the big ones. It all starts with this foundational feeling of safety. And then there's this one. This goes right to the heart of that not good enough feeling that so many of us picked up as kids. Every time you say, I am worthy, you're planting a new flower in the garden where a weed used to be. And this one is all about letting go of that need to control everything, to release fear. You see, affirmations are really just love spoken out loud. You just keep saying it until your very soul starts to listen and believe it. You really can't talk about healing without talking about forgiveness. Louise had this incredible way of putting it. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison yourself and hoping the other person dies. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's you deciding to put the poison down so you can be free. So you might be wondering, did this actually work for her? Was she just teaching this stuff or did she live it? Well, this next part is the proof. It's her own unbelievable story of healing herself. So here's her journey in a nutshell. Louise had a really tough childhood, a lot of trauma. Fast forward to her adult life, and she gets diagnosed with cancer. But here's what's amazing. She didn't see it as a death sentence. She saw it as a message, a wake-up call from her body to finally go back and heal all that pain from her past. And this was the thought that changed everything for her. She had this incredible light bulb moment where she realized that if years of resentment and self-hatred could contribute to creating an illness, then maybe, just maybe, an intense dose of love could uncreate it. And man, does she get to work. This wasn't just wishful thinking. She made healing her full-time job. She wasn't fighting her body, she was listening to it. She dug deep into those painful childhood memories. She practiced forgiveness like her life depended on it, because she believed it did. Daily mirror work, affirmations, changing her diet, her whole energy. And the result? 6 months later, her doctors looked at her scans, and the cancer was gone. Look, her story is incredible, but it's not just a story about her. It's really an invitation to all of us. It's proof of the amazing power for healing we all have inside. So let's bring this all back to you, right here, right now. And it's so important to remember this. This isn't some magic pill. You don't just decide to heal and then you're done. Healing is a practice. It's a choice you make every single day, maybe even every single hour, to gently choose a new thought, a more loving thought. It's a journey for sure. And if you take away nothing else, I hope you take away this, because it's maybe the most powerful idea in the whole book. Your past is real. What happened, happened. But it doesn't have to define your future. You get to choose who you want to become, and that choice starts today. So I'm going to leave you with this question to sit with. A question that takes all this from just information and turns it into a real choice for you. After hearing all of this, what is just one old limiting belief, just one, that you are willing to let go of, even just for today?